Time to get busy at this motherfucker. Hey, hola mi gente. It's your man, the Afro-Rican, Orlando Crespo. Guess what? Giving you the rice and beans, know what I mean? What up, Slime?
Hey, what happening? It's your boy Collar Park Sean. Do a little paint with it ain't a little seasoning with some reasoning. We ain't introducing nobody, we just gonna go around the table.
Yo, what's good? The God Flex, Rude Intellect. Let's go.
It's your boy 1-8. I'm here. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, we got them 4 stones, them 4 power stones back up through
we got the whole club today. We got everybody here.
Oh, yes, indeed, man. Sure, it's been a minute.
Production team, everybody in the building today.
Everybody, yeah. Everybody contracts went through. I like it.
That money right.
I like it. What you say?
Gotta have that money right.
That money.
Thanks, Sean.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was the government. I just used the stymie and spread the stymie out. Yeah, just spread the stymie out a little bit.
Stymie. Is that what they calling it now?
That's what they call it. We change everything up.
Why is that?
Everything. We got to make it our own.
Flavor, man.
We got to make our own, man. So it's called the stymie. What you gonna do with yours?
I can't do shit until it hit. Shit, I ain't got nothing yet. I got kids though.
They gonna get some of that. That mean you kind of fat there. How much you get per kid, homie?
Hey, KO, edit that part. Take that part out. They don't need to know my. They don't need to know my business.
A piece. He gonna come in here on 24s on the Honda on the smooth jazz.
Yeah, you know what?
On the smooth jazz.
If we don't get this in 4K, I got to whoop some ass. Goddamn.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what that be. We got a little bread over here right now. I need this in 4K.
Oh man, okay.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna get them new J's.
Oh,
man. Get some J's, where's your money?
Right, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. Once it hits, man, we'll see. Definitely.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm gonna set it up somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make it grow. Man, we gonna holler at our boy Kimber. We've been waiting for you to come back, bruh. We've been waiting for you to come back, Kimber. Come holler at us. You know, the stock market. I might throw a little something off in there.
There you go.
You know, do a little work around the house.
For sure.
Little sound. What you
ain't gonna mention, you ain't gonna say you ain't gonna buy no shoes.
Nah. Ain't nothing came out lately that I like. Ain't nothing came out lately that I want. Ain't nothing came out lately that I want. So I can't even.
I'm gonna buy some cigars. Try to make something happen with something else. And I'm gonna sit on something. That's about it.
No doubt.
What we looking like, Flair?
Oh, y'all know I'm going to the strip club. I'm saving somebody's life.
He's stimulating the economy. That's right.
Baby girl, this could be your last night doing this.
Oh, goodness.
All you got to do is make a choice.
Ooh, boy, you ready for that thing now.
Let me know when you go, man. I need a break. Okay? I need a break for real.
Oh, man. It's been a minute since I hung out with y'all.
I heard some bad stories about these checks, man.
What kind of story?
You know, the dude killed the family members.
Yeah, they killed like everybody in there, right? Or something like that.
He didn't kill her. He killed her family.
Oh, man. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Oh, I think he only was 700. It was like 700.
Really?
Yeah, that
times is hard, man. When Debo was on Cat's head for $200, so you never know. You never know how these cats be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just pressure.
It's a lot. It's
right.
Money bring the bad out of people, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I got homeboys out here, man. One homeboy, they put it in his account. He was scared. He was like, man, why didn't you give it to my old lady? Why didn't you give it to me? Hey, brother, just give it to her if you wanted to have it.
Right.
You know?
It's that simple.
Then I got good brothers out here, man, who ain't gonna get nothing out of it. They damn good daddies, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I've been hearing a lot of bad things about these checks, man. Money is something else, man.
Yeah, it is.
Money is something else.
Well, they got to get y'all something to get y'all back out the house. Get y'all a couple of dollars.
They definitely getting them out the house, bro. I try to list on the flight, man. No go.
Yeah, that's no go.
No go.
It's spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add the stimmy to that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and people rich.
Oh,
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be struggling next week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what people gonna be doing.
Live for today. Live for today.
That's what it is today. I live for
So,
today.
man.
YOLO.
Tomorrow's not promised.
YOLO.
Yeah, Lolo.
Yeah.
That too.
We hood rich.
Going to Miami. I'm gonna rent me a Lambo. I'm gonna stay right on the water. I'm gonna have, you know what I mean?
Turn 14, and you know.
I don't know what he talking about.
And the 28.
I don't know what he talking about. I don't know what he talking about.
How you do that?
Huh?
Oh, if you can hunt, you can hear.
Y'all talking about?
What you say, Flex?
You can hunt, you can hear.
Man, you know.
Who is it?
Oh, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Definitely not pushing that. Do something good with your money though, for real. Real talk. Do
It's
something good. If it work.
Yeah, if it don't, you know,
if it
you
work.
buy them money.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's your money. You gonna have to pay for it later on somewhere. Or I'm gonna have to pay for it.
You ain't lying.
Because there's a lot of money passed out to people with no job.
Let me tell you something. You know how the government gonna get all that money back? They gonna increase them gas prices.
Nah,
They flirting with that.
They ain't worried about no gas, bro. Louis Vuitton got all that money.
Watch
Keep it a
Watch
buck,
what
man.
happen.
Keep it a buck.
Now, gas prices been on the rise since
Since the day he got in.
Yeah, I mean that's
they talking about $5 by the summer.
Oh,
But
better
you-
believe it.
You know what? I think we take it for granted. Like, man, you go overseas and get some gas, you looking at like, they don't even go by gallons. They go by liters.
leaders. Yeah.
So you looking at trying to, say you take you $50 to fill your tank over here.
Right.
You looking at about $120 over there.
Yeah, but you staying in a room for $12.
That too, but your healthcare, your healthcare free too.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So sometimes you got to, you know what I'm
gotta
saying?
get it,
So you got to figure out what you gonna complain about here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Over here,
you
Right.
You worry about
$5.
that. You don't want that $5 gallon.
you know.
Yeah.
You gonna have to fire up that motorcycle if it hit that thing.
Oh yeah, I stay on the bike. Moped. Get you a moped. Everybody getting mopeds now.
Yeah, scooters,
Foolishness.
I'm gonna get a bicycle.
the bird.
That's about right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna just have to pedal my way.
That start out a little early.
That's it, man.
That
That's
start out a
it.
little early.
I don't know why I just thought about you going to the store and getting some biking shorts.
Yeah, no,
He gonna be out
Pause.
Pause.
super pause.
Big paw. Will they have the stripe on the side?
There he go.
there. He gonna have a pouch. He gonna have a pouch.
The neon stripe on the side. The Kumo D shorts.
This might have to do with yesterday, though.
Nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm done with that, bro.
Okay.
You know where I stand on that.
Yeah, we see y'all.
When we
out
get
there.
to Grant Park for
we
the
gonna-
kickball game, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna have kickball.
Yeah,
Kickball,
kickball,
and we're gonna do a
yeah.
little, you know,
It'll come together.
Oh man, goodness.
do the whole thing.
Y'all watch the Grammys?
Say what?
A little bit.
No.
Me neither. But I heard something came out of it.
Nah.
Huh? Yeah.
Nas.
Oh, he won something?
Yeah.
Nas
Shout out to Nas.
I didn't
Won
know
his
that.
first
Okay.
Grammy for
All right.
King's Disease. Shout
Okay.
out to Nas.
Yeah,
I know the
absolutely.
producer got a lot of nods.
Nas won.
Yeah.
Yeah, his boy got 3 now. He got 3 now.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what's up. But I'm more talking about what was the boy, the baby, and then what's the girl name?
No,
Mallory?
You mean Lil Baby?
Is it Lil Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lil Baby.
Yeah.
And then what's the chick name?
Tamika.
Tamika Mallory. Where Tamir Rice came out, his mom
Yeah.
came out and was like, y'all need to stop using our babies' names to promote this. What y'all doing with the, the whole Black Lives Matter and everybody. Even the lawyer, she called out, what's his name, Ben Crump.
I mean,
Like
she
that.
got a lot of people. I got this.
Yeah, she called out a lot of people
She
about
called
them
out a lot
using
of people. She
their slain children's names to promote themselves, basically. Because she said,
Benefit from them.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, let me ask you this. If nobody said nothing after it happened, it'd be a problem then too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for somebody to still keep the name going it's for a reason. Mm-hmm. That's a problem too, to some. What do you want us to do here?
What's the reason?
Well, her point was, and
read what she said.
Ms. Mallory said, I don't say his name intentionally. She said the only people's names I use are the people that my organizations help.
Yeah.
So she said I'm very intentional.
When she came out and said, because finally everybody replied. She said that we are doing her a disservice. She did. Yeah. She said I do feel what she's saying. Mm-hmm. She said we did not help her, but I don't think in Ms. Mallory's case she was even on that particular case. You know what I'm saying? Because she was, with she was already an activist. Let's get it. She was already out there before this happened. Mm-hmm. It just, this happened, and then you hear this strong black woman's voice. Everybody found out who she was, but she was already she's been doing her things since like 2000. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So let's be clear on her. You know what I'm saying? As far as I don't know how Ben Crump keep getting all these cases. I don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm not a Sean King fan. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? He's living through it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's keeping his name going, because he's just saying what people want to hear, and then he's white. He's white, correct?
I don't know.
I think he's biracial.
Oh, whatever. The other person she mentioned, she said Black Lives Matter. She said she's looking for a check. You know what I'm saying? She was like, they promised some money to the family, like 5 G's or something, and the family ain't got nothing. Matter of fact, the mother is actually living in a hotel with her kids. Yeah. So she like, yo, it need to be some money passed out with that.
From Black Lives Matter?
Yeah. 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 It's a lot of problem with that, man. That Black Lives Matter got a lot of money in.
Sure.
And it's not going where it should be going.
We don't know where it's going. I'm gonna say we don't know where it's going. But I guess the people that need it ain't getting it. I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't say they not doing nothing good with the money, because I ain't watching the books. You know what I'm saying? Don't know. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the lady hurt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of mention of a lot of deaths, and she like, yo, what are y'all doing on the financial side? Cause she got $6 million. You know what I'm saying?
From the city.
Yeah, they gave her $6 million. So I mean, she not doing it as far as I wouldn't think for no money. Right. But she just like, what's the purpose of keep mentioning the names, and that's all y'all doing? Which I understand. I don't think my mother would want to keep hearing my name.
Right. Because they still living.
And nobody's contacting her to say, do you need anything?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, I get it. But as an activist, what are you supposed to do? Like, these are the cases we got to go by.
They want to know what the agenda is.
If all the money is actually allocated into proper places, I don't think people will have as big a problem
issue
of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's
if you could, and I don't know if you can or can't go and see where they're putting their money. I don't know.
Right, I don't
think
know.
You should be able to, because
I think that I think they're public
nonprofit.
Yeah,
and that stuff has to be posted.
Yeah, and again, like we said previously, they made $90 million in donations last year. Only 20
or something like that
was allocated, and it goes to like they said, the people that have the smaller bases in the cities are out in the streets and doing things, right? But they can't get the money from the umbrella group, from the bigger group. So that's where the problem and the discord is coming.
It's a lot going on, man. And I just on the side of a voice. If everybody be quiet, nothing gets solved. And if these people are putting everything on the line, because they are, especially Tamika, she put it all out there for a better situation for us all. I can't tell this lady to be quiet. I can't.
Right. I like just the way she responded. She said, "I can't be mad at her."
I mean, she
said, "Yeah, we're doing you a disservice, because of that." And she said, and I can only speak because she said her child's father had passed away. So she is like, of course, I wouldn't want to hear about this every day, and that's why she said, I make sure to not use the names of the people that I haven't helped personally.
Like, I don't know, you might remember, I don't, because I ain't listened to it in a while. On Shay Noor, I don't think she said a name on that verse. It's no name. Like Tamika been doing this for a minute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I guess it's all about how it's being used, man. If you still using the name just for clout, then she got a point. If you know what I'm saying,
and you're not helping that family,
right?
Right.
I think she has a great point with that. If you using it for, I guess for justice.
Who determines what's justice?
Yeah, I guess you could say that too. Yeah, I guess you could say that too.
Let's be real. Every time somebody says one of these names, it pulls on everyone's heartstrings.
Right.
And when you pull on heartstrings,
it's a trigger.
People automatically are gonna feel like, you know what? Let me give. I got today. Let me give today. So, but then if that's your loved one, at the same time, you want to make sure that okay, that's cool. But where are you?
Where we going with this? Yeah, where we going with this?
Taking care.
If it's just sitting around and y'all just making money off of it, or you don't have to work,
and like to say her name, say her name. That was huge,
right?
But I don't think no checks was passed out, but because I don't think no money was even taken in.
Where
as
you
far
supposed
as
to send the checks to?
That's what I'm saying. Like, who gets this?
Yeah, but like I mean, I don't know. What are you collecting money in the name of? I mean,
right? Like, are you giving this money?
Black Lives Matter and these other those are the questions for them.
Are you giving the money to the family, or are you giving like what?
I guess whoever found the hashtag.
I mean, that could have been anybody.
And we hope the intentions were good.
For me, I mean, that's a great question because I think in order for anything to happen, it has to go up in the legislature. Like it has to some kind of stuff has to be done as far as the law, and of course we can't lean on the law, but I mean, at some point, what good is the money gonna do?
I understand.
Not
what
if
you're
it's
saying.
being allocated properly.
Yeah, but why we always need them to tell us how to run
Do
our stuff?
do our own thing.
I'm not saying I get where you're going, but it's like, yo, if you collected the money, just do the right thing.
That's right.
That's it.
That's the
Now,
problem.
the right thing that you do might not be what I think you should do, but it don't mean it's not the right thing.
You did something,
right?
Like the head, the co-founder lady of the Black Lives Matter. She had something to say. I didn't get a chance to.
I read a little bit of it.
I didn't get a chance, but she had to read it or to listen to her, and it was somebody else said something. I didn't get a chance. All I really just clicked on to see what Tamika was gonna say, and then I went on whatever I had to do. You look at it now in this day and age, and then you look at it 30 years ago. No, we gotta go back a little further than that. Maybe 40 years ago. Let me see.
70s?
Yeah,
50.
yeah. So maybe 50 years ago. And you look at that, like the difference in how things are done. I mean,
I really don't know about all the, how they was. As far as finances,
that's
like
what I'm saying.
All we know is they was out in the streets and
they was out there for real, like
right.
So I mean, I don't know.
What's her expectations? I guess that would be my only question. What does she expect them to do with the money? If you're saying if you're going to use my son or daughter's name, I would prefer you send the money that you collect from them to here.
From that event, from that event. If you collect this money from this event,
because I could be doing something that you just don't like what I'm doing.
I mean, a lady is living in a hotel,
right? Somebody, I forgot. I had it. It was somebody else's son.
Yeah, she's living in a
hotel.
Her
and her 4 kids.
Yeah,
with and the city hadn't done anything for this woman or these organizations.
Do they know that she's living in a hotel?
I'm pretty sure they know now. So let's hope.
But you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you get tight situations, man, pride to make you say, or I'm not about to ask for no handouts.
That's real.
So I don't know.
Very prideful people.
I just don't know enough about that to really speak.
Yeah, like that. It's tricky, man.
Yeah,
like it's tricky, but hey, man, if I leave this earth, man, I expect y'all to say my name, man. Period. Especially if I leave unjust. Hey, man.
Where you want the money to go to?
Making sure my grandkids and my kids, give it to them. That's what I live for now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't necessarily think people are picking, like they're asking for money to take care of.
I don't think they asking for it, but I think they saying like, if you taking in this money and you ain't giving the actual victim,
that ain't what I took it in for.
Family.
So and then that's what's the question.
Yeah, that's not what I took it in for. I took this money to fight for justice. I didn't to take care of you. That's not what I took it in for.
So
not to sound cold,
yeah,
but I can see that.
I understand that.
I
but
can see that
so
happening.
I'm asking this then. Like, could you do it without saying the name then? Should you?
Respectfully, I understand that is your family member, but I'm fighting for a cause that was bigger than just one death.
That's real.
Yeah.
But
So do I every dollar I say, like we say Emmett Till, we've been saying his name forever.
Right.
We ain't sending his, every time we say his name, we not sending money to his family.
that's real.
To make sure that they still take. I mean, I just, you know what I'm saying.
I think and that's why I'm saying that. But I said the times are so different because, like you was talking about a hashtag. Like somebody had money off that.
Sure. And
So,
still
like,
making
you see
money
what I'm
off
saying?
that.
Like it's so different than it was back then.
So every time somebody is murdered, or we feel like is murdered unjustly, is it our responsibility as a community to take care of the rest of their family for the rest of their life?
I mean, that's what the government do. That's a civil lawsuit, right?
Loaded question.
No, it's no. That's.
I'm just saying that, but
the
that's
government
usually what
gives you-
happens.
They give you what they feel like you lost.
Right.
The value of what you lost.
Of a life.
Yeah, I get it.
That's
but
priceless.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no value. There's no dollar amount you
Right.
can put on that.
That's what
I can say
which I don't even understand.
I gave you
anyway.
$6 million, but $6 million don't do nothing for what I lost.
Right.
That's why I don't understand the whole
Because y'all we
the
put
money
paying
thing. Yeah, I don't.
That's why
I don't get that. I remember at one point they were saying 250 was it 250,000 was the cap. They were trying to get that in law.
That's crazy.
I mean, because you got lawyers going there and say, "Yo, we need 100 million." I mean, Jeffrey Feiger was a lawyer in Detroit. Man, he was winning like that.
Is that a cap for all lives
100 million.
or
He was
just
walking.
our community?
He was in there talking about 100 million, and they had to bring it all the way down. But by that time, are you still getting? Is it?
Right.
Are you still happy? Are you happy now? Because you got
Yeah, I don't
this kind of money.
I don't want to make it seem like the dollar amounts people getting aren't like just. I don't want to make that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not, you can't put a dollar amount on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But at the same time, if I have an organization and I would love to be able to help the people or the families, I would love to, but that don't mean helping you don't mean I'm taking care of you.
It's like they turn it. It's like they turn
I'm
it
not
deaf.
your civil suit.
It's like they turn it deaf into a business.
It's
Right.
been a business.
And that's what I'm
the point
saying.
that she was
That's
making.
yeah.
That's the point that she
It's
was
been a
making.
business.
Yeah.
You want to make money forever and start a business? Go open up a
Yeah,
mortuary.
mortuary. Yeah,
Yeah. Death.
Like I'm
that's this shit crazy.
and not to, like I said, I don't want to downplay it at all,
Right.
but it's
Well,
just
that's for
like,
certain.
It's crazy, man.
Death is for certain.
Definitely.
I don't
Oh,
know.
that's heavy.
That was heavy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's
That was heavy. 'Cause I don't want to offend. I don't want to.
Sure, absolutely
I'm
not.
not trying to offend
I don't
anybody in
think-
that situation,
yeah.
but like I do understand. I respect you saying, okay, well, especially if somebody is in their families in the streets or whatever. Have you been in contact with these people? Like,
right.
but there's so many other questions. So for me to just, it's too much. I haven't processed enough information. That don't sound right to me.
Like I think I'm just concerned with the activism part. You know what I'm saying? If the cause, like you were saying, if I'm fighting a cause, I don't think I should have to.
Careful.
Yeah, let's leave it there. Let's just leave it there. Let's just say,
Yeah.
because
I do owe it to you. In some
yeah,
respects, I do owe it
but-
to you. But I also owe it to the overall cause.
Cause.
Yeah.
Cause.
The cause.
Yeah,
That's
let's-
why I'm
Cause
here.
can't be just, okay, I've taken in all this money to just take care of one family. The
Right.
cause is to actually make change.
I'm not even in my words I choose. I shouldn't, if I'm writing a speech, you know what I'm saying? And I jot your name down. Now I got to make a decision on how, speeches usually come with passion when people really mean. Activism is a thing of passion for us,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Dedication.
Right.
Now I got to, oh shit.
I mean, I think we say people's name to actually honor them.
That's what
You
know
understand?
what I'm saying?
And to further push movements. I'm not just saying your name because I'm trying to collect money. Now, I think that's how that should go. I'm not saying that that's how it go, though. I don't know. And I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want
that's-
to
yeah.
overspeak and
Yeah,
talk about that.
And that's why I hadn't said much about it because I don't have a child. And then to lose a child to these circumstances and to continuously hear their name here and there, and you see these people gaining popularity basically because everything is so overt nowadays. And it's almost like you never hear about this person calling your house, or you never hear from this person that you see on TV talking about your son or this family's son or that family's son. And you never hear from this person to call and say, hey, what can we do? And like you said, it's a whole lot of gray areas in there. Like, am I asking for money? No, the city don't took care of me in some instances. In some instances, they haven't done anything.
Right.
But who's to say that you're responsible for fighting a cause to where I had a casualty in this, but I deal with it every day. And for you, it's a job in a sense, a voluntary job. But it's kind of hard, and that's why I didn't want to touch on it too much, because I know that's something that, especially a mom that, anybody, any family member that loses something like that, that's hard to tell them what they should want from this organization, and who in the organization decides what we're going to give you and what steps we're taking to fight the cause.
Right.
So,
and I haven't heard the whole story, but I would like to know if she actually went to them and said, hey, I would like to be able to have a section of what your proceeds, if we could go and help this. And then if they told her no, then I could be like, I understand why you would feel some kind of way about you.
She came out after the Grammys, and I hate the way that she did it, because I'm pretty sure if you wanted to talk to them people, you could have, you know what I'm saying? But you used the media to get a message to them, and I don't think I just look at class and certain things. And you didn't have to do that, because you was looking for a backing in that by doing that.
But what if she already done reached out to them and they ain't returning calls? Like, I believe in using whatever platform you got to say with your piece. I believe in that.
I think if it's,
but I don't know enough about what happened.
I think if it's one of us, that call is hard to make. You know what I'm saying? Or to get a return call. Knowing who that lady is and what y'all fighting for, I think that's automatic.
I don't know.
If I think if
I hear you,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rationally speaking, I agree with you.
Like,
I don't know how it played out.
We just don't know.
What if we had a conversation before and it just went sideways,
right,
and not necessarily sideways then on some.
We just didn't agree.
We
just didn't agree.
That again.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's a lot though. That's definitely a heavy topic, man.
Yeah, and
hopefully they all get it together, man, because it seems like it's been enough money collected to actually. If somebody is out here hurting, they can actually get that to people who need it.
I don't even want to talk about the money no more.
Well, you started this talking about stimmies.
It's just sitting. You said only 20 was allocated, so it's like 70 just sitting somewhere.
It's somewhere.
That money ain't sitting. But anyway, man, let's move on, man.
Even if it's sitting, it's working for somebody.
Somebody get somebody.
It ain't. It's working for somebody.
The rich stay rich.
What was you saying? What was next?
Stimmy, y'all.
I heard that before. I was bugging out.
What else you got, dog?
Let's talk about all this uptick in the violence of the Asians. They got America jumping on the Asians out here. We got a brother. Sorry, I didn't mean to say a brother. We had a white boy go out and kill.
We're all God's children.
We are the world.
We're all God's children.
We are the children.
So let's just start with the Asian violence. How do y'all feel about that? What's going on?
Prior to this administration.
Not me.
My bad.
You're all right. They were getting. I mean, it's happened to our community forever, but prior to this administration, they were getting harassed, terrorized. Way before that, we seen them getting jumped, thrown in front of trains, sucker punched. You can't tell me this wasn't racially motivated, and they try to downplay it. That's what makes me upset.
Oh, you speaking about the dude that killed the folks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that?
I thought you was just talking about the Asian violence. Period. Like,
yeah. The
rise in it,
and if they showed prejudice against us or whatever, you can't really. I mean, I don't. Prejudice is out there. But it's sad. I can't just sit back and be quiet, because prejudice against anybody is just something I can't tolerate. Whether you white, black, or whatever, if it's racially motivated, that's just completely wrong. I mean, I feel this guy was targeted. What they say, he had a sexual addiction.
And he had a bad day.
A bad day.
Ain't you?
That doesn't fly. not when you target an Asian American.
Yeah. Why do you think all of a sudden now people are targeting Asians here in America?
I could be wrong. He could still be hot about the coronavirus. What they call it, the Chinese virus. Thinking that spewed over here from them.
The president did call it China.
He did.
He
called
did.
it China
He
flu.
called it China.
And people took that and flew with it.
Oh yeah, a lot of people who that's what they called it
Yeah.
forever.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We got a young white guy that can't think for himself. Got access to guns. This America, home of the free. You can go out there and lay anybody down. It's sad, man. And my heart goes out to those families that lost those family members.
So,
I'm not gonna sit back there and just be, oh well, you know, it's happened to us. You know, they don't stand behind us when we get murdered or lay down. That shit was disturbing, bro. And it made national news.
okay.
Everybody deserves justice. I don't care what the race is. Everybody.
I agree.
If he was in Texas, oh yeah, he'd be fried up.
You
Nah.
want me to do it?
I got to get it together. I don't want it to come out wrong.
You
Right.
good?
And luckily for me, I actually had this conversation with a group of friends yesterday. So, and I'm gonna kind of tread around this one delicately too, because it's still people lost their lives. So I'm very much torn in this, and I can explain to you why I'm torn. I'm torn because the moral side of me knows right and wrong, and this is terrible, right? But there's also a side of me that is saying, why is it that black people are the only people who are held to like these moral and ethical standards? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my hands down because I said I was gonna stop talking with my hands too. But and what I mean when I say that is, it's like if something happens to us, we turn the other cheek. If the same thing happens to another group of people, we got to be the first ones to say, we understand and let us help you. Let us pull you back up.
But
Everything is always, we are the standard for this stuff. Everybody, like, to for lack of, try to be passionately speaking, and I don't want to curse, but everybody shits on us. But then when something else happens, we're always the first ones to put everything behind us and say, come on, I understand, I got you. Like, real talk. I'm not saying no Asians, and I'm torn on this too because I grew up in a community that was just, it had so many different,
Diversity.
yeah, it was so diverse. Like some of my 5 houses down from me, some of my good friends were Filipinos that I grew up with. I'm talking about from when I was like 8 or 9 till I moved to Atlanta.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I know they went through stuff. I know they went through stuff dealing with us. Not necessarily us, but people in our community. I understand that.
Right.
So, but where are all of these communities when we doing stuff? When stuff is happening, stuff been happening to us since we touched down on this rock.
Right.
Like, where was they then? You know? And I'm not saying maybe, I'm pretty sure there are some. I'm pretty sure there are a lot.
yeah, everybody's on some side.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, we had this stuff in our community, man. I've personally been followed around in my own community in a hair store or something like that. Can I help you? I just told you I know what I'm looking for.
Right.
Right.
I just told you that. You know what I'm saying? Been rushed out of your store. I've been that dude
Yeah.
in my own community. So it's terrible or what happened. I just don't understand why it's always us that have to be the people. Why we always got to be the bigger people.
Because we forgiven.
You know what I mean?
That's a gift and a curse. That's
Like,
a,
I
that's,
get
that's,
it.
that's a gift and a
we
curse right there.
definitely the most highest people. I get that.
Sure.
But like, yo, why it's always us? Why? And then like this happens. I saw this on the screen a couple days ago. Asian Lives Matter, and my first feeling was disgust because it was like we can't have nothing, nothing. And I get it, but you couldn't come up with something other than that. I'm not saying they don't matter because they do. Every life, I get that.
Right.
And I get that your struggles. I understand that. But why it just seems like everything is like slingshotted off of our civil rights movement that we still fighting for.
Right.
Everybody shoots past us. Everybody. and we still struggling just to be viewed as human.
All right.
It's just it's a struggle for me with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know in my heart the right thing to do is to be with them.
Right.
But I also see how many times they ain't been with us. So my head is like, well, hold up, B, what we doing? We still got our own fight to fight. So next thing you know, we championing they thing.
Right.
And some more rules and stuff and laws is made, but we still struggling with stuff that my people was fighting for in the 60s.
Right.
That's tough for me.
Yeah. Well.
Respectfully, because I don't want to, because I want to just say it right, man.
Right.
But it's like even now I'm emotional about it because it's like, yo, man, where was y'all when we was going through everything?
That's right.
You know, even with like you go to any Chinatown in America, man, you start piddling around too long, man, they looking at you crazy. Where? If you got one that they don't.
No, I was getting my thought together.
Oh, okay.
I was getting my thought together.
Yeah.
He wasn't going against you.
No. If he was, it was cool.
No,
I just thought he might have had one that I don't know about.
Hell, I'm still trying to
Gather the words.
get this PC shit together.
Yeah. Only reason I had it is because I actually had this conversation yesterday.
We started
Oh,
till
really?
we stopped.
Yeah.
Remember, we started and we stopped.
Yeah, we stopped.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. To my Asian community, welcome to being black in America. To any other ethnicity out there that goes through this, welcome to being black in America. Somebody put a post up that was like, and it's kind of like what you were saying, like why is black people, why are we so quick to run to help somebody else? And I had to sit with it for a minute because I got Asian friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, let me rewind that. I had Asian friends. And when it became very popular to kill black people on TV, and I voiced my opinion, you know how people do when they don't agree with you or you're a little bit too harsh for them. Right. They back away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't believe, I don't want to be attached to that.
Right.
This is one time I don't want to be attached to it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
They done backed away enough from you enough to where
it's been enough times where I've been told it's too much. You're a little bit you overboard.
you bliggity black.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're black.
To the point they called you I know they called me an angry black man.
Oh yeah, I've been that many times. I told them try being black in America and you understand my anger.
This is one time that I seen it, and when I seen they beat up an old ass lady. That shit was terrible, disgusting.
Disturbing. Oh yeah.
But black kids getting shot with water guns or no gun,
Candy bars, hairbrushes,
and
wallets.
now that the Proud Boys or whoever done moved on, and y'all see that, oh, the shit was real. They wasn't overboard. It's real. It's real out here, man. It's real. You won't be seeing no Asian Lives Matter, none of that on none of my pages. I'm doing what they do to me personally.
Do unto others.
That's in that book. I'm taking my hands off that, man. The world got to wake up, man, to understand that the shit ain't right. Don't get pissed off when it's happening to you.
Right.
Because when it was happening to me, when it was happening to somebody else, you said I was overboard in my thinking. So I don't look for me to, to voice my opinion on it in the way that you might think it's okay, because I'm not doing it, man. I do the same thing at work now, man. When it's a problem,
Yeah.
Take your hands off.
take my hands off of it, dog.
Hey man, you know they did.
Yeah,
What you think about?
You know what I do? I don't think nothing.
Yeah.
You can say, I'm wrong,
Right.
man, but it's been going on for a long time, man. And you know what happens when the shit get real in the communities where the beauty supply stores are owned and all that, you know what they do? They don't protect. They close the doors, man. They close the doors. Store, we ain't open today. Y'all out here wilding. Okay.
But let me ask you a question, because I definitely understand that everything you said. Are you thinking with your mind?
No,
Are you moving with your heart?
No,
or is this from our past traumas?
It's definitely my PTSD. Definitely. Definitely. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. It's in your movies, man.
Yeah.
It's if you grew up in Detroit, man, you know what it's like. You been in Buffalo, hell, Jersey, hell, even down here. You know what it's like.
Take your hands off.
My hands off of it, dog.
That ain't my fight.
I read about it in the paper. If I choose to read that, I might read sports instead. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's that raw for me, man. Like, wait a minute, man. We got people out here fighting for us today. The mother might have fought for us 30 years ago. Everybody told us, man, y'all need to change. Y'all need to turn other cheek. That
Bible.
That book. Man, that turn the other cheek. Okay. Yeah. Wait till you get hit in your cheek. Let's see how you react to it. Now y'all get hit in the cheek, man. Let's see what y'all do. Don't ask me though. I got a podcast to do.
You just got your money, right?
Hey, man.
Got money,
Right.
This is what happened when you give us sticks.
Yeah, man.
Just saying, man.
Man, my outlook on it is everything y'all said. The simple fact that they've always stood to the side. And I would say they still have the upper hand over us. In the sense of when they go to the bank, they still gonna get that small business loan before we do. They still gonna be you have more Asian American here, based off of them. White people accept them faster than they'll accept us in any circle.
So there's like more compassion for them.
No, they're just more acceptable.
They're more acceptable,
Right?
by the majority.
Yeah. Okay.
Than we are. So now that you're getting a taste of what racism is, on a real level of what we've been dealing with throughout our entire existence, why do you feel? Because we're experts at it? Are we supposed to come and help y'all because we're experts?
Yeah.
Man, you go out there, they gonna.
That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Y'all,
but
you know what it's like to go through this.
Man, you go out there, and you go out there if you want to. They gonna.
Right.
Asian gonna walk away.
Right. So they're gonna leave you out there by yourself.
That's real.
My thing is, yes, I agree with you. It is completely wrong. Any kind of hate is wrong. But at the same time, it's not my fight. Like Ralph said, it's not my fight. Like Flair saying, it's not my fight. And we still have a lot of unresolved issues within ourselves and what we're fighting for, which you can already see. Didn't they just pass some kind of law for them already just recently? It was something
I did see something.
I think something was on the table. I think something was on the table.
Right. So I haven't read that, but that was, 2 weeks now we're in? We've been doing this for hundreds of years. Okay? So, and then on the other thing is with old boy, I always tell people the dumber you are, the happier you are living here in America. Because when you look at media and what they did with that boy, which they do all the time, when it's people that's white that do dumb shit out here, they find some kind of sob story to put next to it to try to soften the blow. When was the last time y'all heard about Chad Wheeler? Y'all remember that linebacker from Seattle that beat the hell out of his black girlfriend? You ain't heard nothing about him. That was in January. Ray Rice got crucified the whole goddamn summer.
Shit, they still bring it up.
Talk to him. Yeah.
He can't find a job. But you ain't heard nothing about this Wheeler dude, and that was 2 months ago.
He had mental health issues.
That's what they said. That's what they said he was
having.
The sob story.
That's just what it is. You got to look at this has been the pictures of who is they were painted years ago.
Right.
And one thing about how this society works is they are literally 40, 50 years ahead of us. We trying to survive what they doing today.
Right.
And they already plotting on how they going to make tomorrow work. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when white domestic terrorists do these things, because let's call them what they are.
Let's call it what it is. Call it what it is.
When they do these things, there's a mechanism in place to already kick in and soften the blow. But when a 15-year-old in Chicago who's been through the system or whatever his issues are could have some PTSD or just whatever happens to him, he's a thug.
Right.
Criminal.
Right. It's automatic. You automatically turn your face up.
Right.
Because of who it is. But when this happens, they I wonder what set him over the board.
Right.
What set him over the edge.
Right.
They also had pictures of he printed some T-shirts with some Corona Asians created.
Oh, yeah. He was shame, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, this was premeditated. This wasn't something he just had a bad day.
But
he was all right.
Let's look at it like this.
Bruh.
That helps with my argument to say that he was mentally ill.
Yep.
That's what they're gonna roll with.
And
But
that's
you
what
understand
they're
I'm
gonna roll
saying?
with.
Right.
Oh, who would print this stuff out unless he was already having an issue?
Right.
He already crazy.
He all right. The dumber you are, the happier you are.
Yeah. Being ignorant. Ignorance is bliss.
It's bliss.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss. The Matrix, whole movie about it. Staying ignorant.
He has the complexion for the protection.
The complexion for the protection.
You see my man got up.
It is what
you
it
see
is.
my man got close to Kamala House. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Vice President Harris. Yeah. Yeah, it was out there with a rifle too or something like that.
Yeah.
I saw that. I didn't confirm the news source, but I saw that.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was recent.
That was
Last
shit.
couple
Like,
days
yeah,
ago, right?
like 3 days ago.
Well, I don't look at the news enough anyway, so.
I gotta see what these people out here doing. I check out the CNN.
I ain't even gonna lie. I do too.
I gotta see what these people out here doing.
I mean, look, what the hell the devil plotting?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta see what these people doing.
Oh, shit.
I gotta see.
I got that from my pops. My pops used to always we be trying to watch the game or something. He'd be like,
Right.
man, cut the news on, man. Let me see what these people trying to do today. Got the news. I'm going outside.
Right. Well, I'm like, I'll be outside cutting the grass.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
gonna go
worry
do
about it.
I'm gonna clean my room, Dad. But,
Oh,
nah,
man.
spitting image. I be the same way, man.
Yeah.
But white domestic terrorism that's really what needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
That and just the systemic racism that's actually built into the fabric of the country.
Definitely.
And the reason why we're going to continue to have these type of issues is because when you fight against them, it becomes you are anti-American.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's woven into the fabric of America.
Right. They need to understand that hate is a part of America.
Think about it, man. You can take it back to Bin Laden and all that. All the Middle Easterns was catching hell. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Catching hell out here, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. After 9/11,
Yeah.
Yeah.
profile
Sure.
from
Just
the
'cause you
East
had
Coast
on
to
the
West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pathetic. You know us. We let that dude go, man. He's straight.
Right.
I mean, we hang out, whatever.
Exactly. We got friends who like that.
Right. But not them folk. Nah, they scared of everything at that
You ain't
point.
lying.
But like you said, but even if they were to attack white terrorism, it's something behind it. It'll be an epidemic.
Oh, yeah,
It'll
Oh,
be,
man, they gonna trace that all
it's
back to his grandfather.
it's
Yeah,
an epidemic. It's not.
That's hereditary.
It's not terrorism.
It's going to be an isolated issue with the people who do it because, they're white. They were just hooting.
We should come up with a word for it. Like, we should make up a word for it.
That would be kind of crazy if something we said caught fire.
Just come up with a word for white
But they're
terrorism.
coming for us after that. Just understand.
Yeah, we
just
be
know
out
that.
there.
Think about
You know who could come up with a word for that?
Who?
The CEO of Corporate Smokers.
Kid.
I love it. She could conjure up real.
We gonna
something
get
real
it. We
nice.
gonna get
She
it.
had
Come
some
up
good
with a
words,
word.
didn't she?
No doubt about
Yeah,
it,
she
bro.
had some words.
We gonna get it.
I
Come
love
up
the
with a word.
vernacular.
She was heavy with it.
Moving on.
Yeah. Another thing, we had a first black chair of the UNCF, the United College,
Negro.
United Negro College Fund. Milton H. Jones is the first black chair of the United Negro College Fund.
I thought they was FUBU.
Now, I don't know when they were established.
I'll tell you.
I did. I always, as a kid, I thought they was FUBU.
This guy.
They were established in 1944. They are the largest provider of scholarships and educational support for African Americans.
For Negroes.
For Negro.
Yeah. For Negroes.
Is it time to change the name on that?
That's what I'm thinking.
Just elected.
Negro?
Dog. Where the place you call a Negro besides somebody that don't fuck with you? I mean,
When you
real.
being
when you think
politically
about it,
correct, when you being politically
We don't even use it in that
You don't
sense.
use it then?
What they say now?
African American.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to change it to
But some cats say I ain't African.
What you got? African
Some cats say
American.
they ain't American.
Right.
So we
Negro though?
Black.
Whatever don't
United
make you
Black
mad.
College?
Whatever don't make you mad.
United Black. But yeah, 1944. This guy, he was in there for 20 years, and he finally got the chair. But it's always been somebody white at the top of that.
That's the part that confuses me. United Negro College Fund. United Negro College Fund.
They just saying who it's going to. They ain't saying by who is run by.
It's like Black Lives
Okay.
Matter. Never mind.
This guy.
Whoa.
Never mind.
I can't do that. I got to give him work on that.
Platform.
I got to give him work on that.
Where's white? Man? It ain't just me. It's a lot of cats confused about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised when it came out. I was
I
like,
was
what?
too. I told you, I really thought it was FUBU, bro.
But you think about it. How long will a tenure be after you being elected?
Man, it's a war knock part 2. Man.
I think they had 3.
If you already
prior to
served
that,
20 years,
They had 3 other leaders prior to him. So from 44 up to now, they've had 3 other presidents, and now he's the 4th since 1944.
is that right?
And the first black one.
And how old is he?
I didn't get his age.
That's what I was thinking.
I
It's time to elect another.
didn't get
I
his
mean, how much?
He looked like he
I
was
hate to
about.
say it, but
60s.
He looked like he was about 60, early 60s. Yeah. So what he gonna? He gonna do a good 10, good 15.
I mean, that's what I'm
about
saying,
that.
Bro, it's up for re-election.
But I tell you,
He gonna bring. Hopefully, he bring some more of us in.
he brings some young men,
Yeah.
pause.
Pause. I got to say it. Pause.
He got to bring some young blood in there, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's the problem with a lot of these places, man.
Everything.
No youth,
Our entire political system
no youth.
is outdated. Everybody's over age, and I don't want to take nothing away from the OGs because that's where all our wisdom comes from. I would like to see more political advisors from them than them actually being the people who are out here because you're not connected to me
Right. At all.
At all.
Like the America that you grew up in and the
Yeah,
America
that's
that I
just
grew up
even here no more.
yeah, that's not like why are you so old?
Yeah, I was just talking to a good friend, man, of mine, and she was telling me about she's in the real estate, and a lot of the older people don't even know how to work the internet.
Right.
Like, and it's 2021.
Savvy at all.
You don't have to, do all this to advertise. You can just do this and let the algorithms work for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They have no clue on how to do that. So I told her, I say, man, you do it for yourself. They'll catch on eventually. Just like car salesmen, man, they getting outdated. You can get a car on a computer right now, man.
That's right.
Just show up and pick it up.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw some, I don't remember who it was, but in the political world, they was like, why do we have all of these guys that's still making laws for stuff they're not going to be around to see?
All right.
Come on,
Mitch
man.
McConnell. My bad.
Hey, and since you brought his name up, this is just something that always bothers me. A fact that people don't know. He's like the richest senator.
yeah.
And he's elected by the poorest state in America.
Wow.
This guy is a millionaire, billionaire, and the poorest state, Kentucky.
Yeah.
This is y'all fault. How do you put him? How can
voting
he
is good.
represent you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Stuck in their way, bro.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
You had that seat for about
45 years.
44 and a
Something like
hundred
that.
years.
I mean, y'all president been in there a long time too, and
That's
I mean,
real.
we
He ain't really did nothing.
I mean, he did a lot.
He fell up the steps the other day.
Come on, I saw that.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah,
I ain't know what that was.
I
was like,
saw that. That man, 80 years old, man. Y'all laughing at 80-year-old.
Watch your steps. Yeah, I ain't know what that was. I said, what are you doing?
Yeah, he fell up the steps.
You see the Allen Iverson cross him over?
Yeah.
And shit? They
I
was
saw
tripping
that.
with
I
that
saw
shit.
that. I saw that.
wow.
AI crossing. That was bad.
Ain't nobody safe.
Ain't nobody.
Oh yeah, the internet undefeated.
Undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated. You do anything wrong, and the internet catch a hold of it, bro. You're done.
That shit was crazy.
Oh man, goodness gracious. Ah, what? well, if y'all haven't noticed, for the people that come, we got a nice little piece of new furniture right here. Okay, we got this soundproof hunger room box. Okay, and we gonna be giving it out. We ain't gonna tell y'all what's in there. Okay, we gonna make you work for it.
That's right.
I seen it.
We ain't getting it up for
Everything
free.
in there fly.
Put that work. Put that work in there.
It's official.
Right, you want to give us a little bit more details on how we gonna do this thing?
Well, some people just gonna a couple people gonna receive them for different reasons, and when they get them, y'all will know it. I guess we gonna tie it to the podcast. Yeah, the podcast. This thing here. Yeah,
That's strange.
yeah. This thing here.
What's the name of it?
Might be a keyword. It's gonna be different trivia things and things like that, or we just gonna watch the room and people just that we feel deserve them gonna get them. That's it. That's all. So we asking you to watch, and you might win. Yeah.
That's if you want the box, but there's some good stuff in there.
Oh, the box official.
I want the box. I mean the box.
I know. I want the
box-
box.
the box-
I want the box.
This guy, he got the real
I
box.
want the box.
Yeah, it's
This ain't the real box. Yep. There's
No.
something better than the box.
Oh, it's the box I'm talking about.
you all right?
Oh yeah. It's,
Okay.
it's a little warm in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
It's
saying?
a little
But,
warm in here. Y'all
we
talking
we
about
like to
boxes.
thank everybody who helped us put the boxes together.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Without you, box would be a little smaller.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Box could be an envelope.
Right. it got to a box because of you. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
we like to
appreciate
think we like to thank everybody for that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, hopefully we see y'all on the other side.
Yeah. It was kind of brief today, though.
Well, I mean, I think we was heavy today. It was real
A
heavy.
lot been going on, man.
Yeah, it was heavy
saying?
today. You know, we ain't
Yeah.
really get out there and cut the fool, but I think we really got off everything we need to get off. So,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you want to get up out of it. I'm finna try to get me some old drink in me. You know what I mean? My pop's birthday was on St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
and he still
Right.
want to celebrate, so he finna
Yeah, we
come
party,
through. We
yeah, we
definitely
finna,
can toast
we
him.
finna get turned up some more. So,
Salute.
salute.
Mr. Lamar. I need that barbecue recipe.
Oh,
Stop
he-
messing with
Oh,
me.
We know what.
He gonna-
We know why.
Yeah.
Oh,
we know why you trying to get that barbecue
Hold
recipe.
up. It ain't for
Oh,
that.
there they
Yeah,
go.
we know what that is.
Hey, let's just stop that right now.
Yo, for
We gotta-
anybody,
that's something different. Don't feed into it, guys. Y'all want that? You got that? You got that? I give you that. Hey, I got one something before we go. Ladies and gentlemen, for goals in life, man, if you want to get there fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together.
that's what's up.
Wow.
Okay? Go together.
That was on your spirit there.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
That was
Shake
on,
it
that was
off,
on the
baby.
spirit.
Yeah, yeah.
Shake it off.
That was real.
Next time.
That was real.
I appreciate
That's
that.
gonna take us home. That's
Oh,
gonna take
yeah.
us out.
Is
there.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
killed it. How we gonna follow that? Like this. We love y'all, man. We hope to see y'all next week.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
All the time.
Good looking out for us, bro.
Appreciate you. Hey,
Rude Intellect Spring Edition coming soon.
Coming next week, baby. Next
what I'm
week.
saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited.
The
I'm
season.
excited.
Yes, sir.
It's that season.
And shout out to the Triangle Offense.
You know what I'm saying? We back, baby.
Ah,
It's that season. The Triangle Offense,
the
baby.
Triangle Offense. We back.
Hey, you've been warned. That's all we saying. Yeah, you ain't like that.
nah,
I
you
love
heard
y'all.
it.
I love y'all. You ain't use that
Yeah.
stuff all day.
Oh, man, yo.
All day.